as a media matter, it's interesting. Like, people compare us to 20 years ago, but for these games 1 and 2 so far are the highest rated programs in May and June so far on television.
What's happened to the rivalries in today's game? Like, I mean,
they don't hate each other.
That's
me playing in the post. You can't tell me it's not a high percentage shot. Right now, you got a lot of unskilled guys trying to play the post who don't like taking the contact, which makes the analytic numbers sound about right. And then if you already don't want to feel the contact and you're looking at something that's in your favor, it's just going to push you out even more.
The NBA we see today barely resembles the league it once was. Flashy highlights, constant trades, and load management have replaced the grit, rivalries, and emotion that built its legacy. But behind the bright lights and social media moments, fans and legends alike are starting to ask, has the league lost its heart? Nearly 50 years after the NBA merged with the ABA, the game looks almost unrecognizable from its old-school roots. The league is flashier, softer, and filled with superstars who care more about highlights than heart. But for legends who survived the brutal battles and real rivalries of that golden era, different doesn't mean better, not by a long shot. Back in the day, every matchup felt like war. Players bled for pride, played through pain, and fought to build a legacy that meant something. Now, it feels more like a social media show. Fancy dunks, viral clips, and players swapping jerseys like best friends instead of enemies. And the numbers don't lie. The NBA's average regular season viewership dropped again, just 1.53 million across ABC, ESPN, and TNT, even lower than last year's 1.56 million. That's the weakest since the pandemic shortened 2020 to 2021 season. The league's tried everything. New TV deals, Christmas games, all-star makeovers, even an in-season tournament, but none of it's fixing the decline. Ratings are slipping across the board. Regular season, playoffs, even the finals. Early season games are seeing 15 to 20% drops, only sparking small boosts after major trades or drama-filled moments. Still, not everyone's ready to face the truth. Commissioner Adam Silver might play it cool, but the writing's on the wall. The league's losing its soul. Just ask Magic Johnson, who swears the NBA lost something real when the Lakers dynasty faded away. Back then, he and Larry Bird weren't shaking hands. They were out for blood. That fire made their rivalry legendary. And fans could feel it every second those two faced off. Every play mattered. Every basket burned with emotion.
I don't know if it's AAU, I don't know what it is. Now everybody's shaking each other's hand. Everybody like each other. We hated the East.
right.
I'm coming to bust you.
Right.
Michael, Isaiah, Dr. J. You can't have one over me.
Back then, players didn't hug it out before tip-off or clown around online. They stepped on the court to destroy each other. That energy, Magic says, was what made basketball feel alive. Every matchup meant pride. Every bucket had purpose. But now, that killer instinct's gone cold. Today's stars switch teams like outfits. One season, they're the face of the franchise. The next, they're demanding trades or teaming up with former rivals. Sure, it's headline gold, but it's killing loyalty. Fans once chose sides and rode or died for their team. Now it's all handshakes, selfies, and super team projects. The raw rivalries that built passion have been replaced by buddy ball and load management. Instead of fighting through 82 games, stars sit out for rest, leaving loyal fans disappointed and drained.
He had lost the structural stability in his spine. So what we had to do was unlock his spine, realign it, do techniques that would hold that for 4 hours, 6 hours, that type of thing, and then he'd go play basketball.
Every time I would play, I was wondering if I was going to be in a wheelchair. Was I ever going to be able to, walk on the beach or hold my kids?
These days, it's not just about talent. It's about effort. And when that effort actually shows up.
The stars are not playing because of Lowe's management. It's hurting the game. I was with Michael Jordan, and he says, Urban, I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times. He wanted to play in every game.
Yeah.
Pat Riley or our trainer, Gary Beatty, had to make sure that they said, no. B, don't put on your uniform. Don't come sitting on that bench.
These days, it's not just about talent. It's about effort, and when that effort actually shows up. More players are skipping regular season games even when they're healthy, and teams seem fine with it. Grinding all season doesn't feel necessary anymore. And that mindset's draining the soul out of the game. Winning used to matter. Every matchup was a chance to build a legacy. Now, the regular season's treated like a warm-up. Just make the playoffs, and you're good. That ring or nothing mentality has turned the NBA into a waiting room for the postseason. Effort delayed, passion gone. Teams call it load management and minute control, but fans call it disappointment. People pay to see stars, not empty benches. The irony, every paycheck, bonus, and endorsement these players enjoy comes straight from those fans. And once that excitement fades, so does the money. The legends before them played through pain, fought for pride, and made less doing it. But they built this league. Now too many players take it for granted, and fans are starting to see through it.
It's a difference now, right? And fans see it, and fans are reacting to load management. They don't get to see their stars. One game I tuned into just a couple weeks ago, both stars were out on both teams. That made the game ragged. See, so they have got to do something about this load management.
These days, even staying healthy feels like a challenge for today's stars. Big names like Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard always seem sidelined. It's become a yearly tradition. Neither has ever played a full 80-game season, and they're often rested, even when they're good to go. Sure, injuries happen, but legends like Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce think players now just don't push hard enough. Back then, skipping games wasn't strategy. It was weakness.
A lot of the OGs have been openly loud against it, like,
You know what?
We used to like actually drink the night before and then go play
Made
another
that rule.
40 minutes the next night.
But you know why? Because you're disrespecting the greats that paved the way for you.
Okay, that's how you guys feel.
Yeah, but that's a real thing. It's not how we feel. It's facts.
From a strategy standpoint, sure, it makes sense. Every team wants to protect their players and chase that championship run. But from a business perspective, it's a total disaster. The NBA sells itself on competition and entertainment. Fans pay big money for tickets, jerseys, and broadcasts because they want to see their favorite stars on the court. So when fans show up and learn their idols resting, it feels like straight-up betrayal. People don't pay to see the bench. They come for energy, rivalries, and real effort.
Jordan and Ewing and John Stockton and all these guys, right? They were available. They played. The salaries went up. And then they passed the torch down to Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, right? They were available.
And according to Shaquille O'Neal, the game's lost its soul and its size. The man who once dominated the paint says today's league forgot what power basketball even looks like. No more bruising battles down low. No more real big man culture. Shaq says nobody plays with the raw toughness of legends like Patrick Ewing or Hakeem Olajuwon anymore. And that's what's killing the heart of the game.
I think I saw it the other day. I think I have like 70,000 minutes. I was explaining to my wife the other day. She asked me, how am I feeling when I came home after a game? I said, babe, just imagine buying a 2003 Escalade and it's 2024 and you never changed the tires.
Every modern center wants to play like a guard now, drifting to the perimeter, shooting threes, and dodging any real contact. Shaq can't help but call it out. The game's become obsessed with numbers instead of dominance. It's all about spacing, analytics, and flashy step backs instead of raw power. Back in his era, the paint was sacred ground, a war zone where you earned every point. Go up soft and you'd get smashed. That kind of fear and respect built legends. But now, the evolution of the center spot has erased that identity, turning giants into jump shooters.
Today's NBA player, they do play at a fast rate, but I don't think they're in a tip-top shape. I don't think these players today, I think they're in shape until they talk to motherfuckers that's in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the league is in the type of shape that you need to be in the type of shape to play at this pace.
And Shaq's not wrong, the numbers prove it. From 1970 to 2000, centers dominated the NBA, winning nearly half of all MVP awards. But after Shaq's reign in 2000, it took a full 21 years before another big man, Nikola Jokic, finally took home the MVP trophy in 2021. That alone shows how far the game has shifted. Speed and long-distance shooting now rule the court. Modern fans who never saw the old-school battles might not see the issue, but long-term, it could mean fewer dominant forces in the league. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar admits that evolution is natural and talent's never been higher.
Me playing in the post, you can't tell me it's not a high percentage shot. Right now you got a lot of unskilled guys trying to play the post who don't like taking the contact, which makes the analytic numbers sound about right. And then if you already don't want to feel the contact and you're looking at something that's in your favor, it's just going to push you out even more. But it's not true. Analytics are numbers and stats and all that, but they can be broken, and they could be broken by something called adrenaline. Like they always used to say, don't let Shaq go middle. But if it's playoff time, I'm gonna fake middle and go baseline. And I'm gonna kill you that way. Or every time Shaq turns back over the right shoulder, he's 40%. Not today. This is playoffs. Oh, you foul Shaq today. You know, foul him, he's shooting 60%. But how many times have they tried that in the final?
But what worries him is how basic fundamentals are fading fast. Players come in with freakish athleticism, but weak footwork, shaky defense, and almost no mid-range game. The craft, the discipline, the art of post play, it's all disappearing. Young players today are being coached to chase highlights, not greatness. That's why, despite all the fancy training tools and advanced tech, we rarely see the kind of lasting dominance legends like Kareem, Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant had. The new generation's focused on flash, not fundamentals, all show, no soul. Now even centers want to shoot step-back threes instead of mastering post moves. Sure, Dirk Nowitzki changed the game with his stretch big style, but his skill was built on balance, fadeaways, pivots, and perfect footwork. He stretched the floor with craft, not just distance. Today, it's become one-dimensional. 5 guys jacking up threes all game long. Every team runs the same formula, the same plays, over and over again.
That all the players that you're watching now, we were products of their environment.
The game feels predictable, robotic, and stripped of creativity. And everyone knows what's to blame. Analytics. The numbers took over the passion, and the result? Beautiful basketball turned into math on hardwood. The data says 3 points are worth more than 2. So now everyone's obsessed with the long shot. But in that chase for numbers, the game's lost its rhythm, its beauty, and that unpredictable spark that once made basketball electric.
Young kids today don't learn how to shoot hook shots is because everybody is so enamored with the three-point shot. So the kids, they don't want 2 points. They don't want to work with their back to the basket. That's not cool. They want to go out there in the stratosphere and shoot three-pointers. I didn't think that worked for the longest time. That did not work as solid basketball strategy.
Back in 2018, during Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, the Houston Rockets went ice cold against the Golden State Warriors, missing 27 straight three-pointers. It set an NBA record and perfectly showed how obsession with threes can backfire. They lost that game, but it wasn't just a bad night. It was the perfect example of what the modern system has become.
It's always tough to compare different eras, actually. I don't love it. Is this guy better? Is this guy better? It's so different now. The game is in a different place than it was 10 years ago, let alone 30 or 40 years ago. So it just evolves constantly. The rules have changed along the way. And so the game is just completely different.
Fast forward to last season's playoffs. The Boston Celtics threw up 63 pointers in Game 1 against the New York Knicks and missed 45 of them. That's wild. It was the ultimate case of live by the 3, die by the 3, and it showed just how predictable the game's gotten. Even former Celtics legend Ray Allen couldn't stand it. He called it out for what it was: lazy basketball.
I think the game is still extremely entertaining. There is a lack of appeal to it right now watching it because there's so many different dynamics to the game that are being lost. I actually said this a couple of days ago on my Instagram feed, is that the mid-range game is being lost.
Ray Allen, a 2-time NBA champion and one of the purest shooters to ever touch a basketball, knows exactly what happens when teams rely too heavily on the 3. He wasn't bashing the shot itself, it made him a Hall of Famer. But he believes players today have forgotten the rhythm behind great shooting. Back in his day, Ray made sure to warm up with easy buckets first, layups, mid-range shots, anything to get in sync before letting it fly from deep. He knew that bricking a few early threes could wreck his timing and confidence for the rest of the game. That's the kind of patience and awareness he says today's NBA desperately needs. Now, teams are chucking up nearly 35 threes per game, almost double what it was just a decade ago. Scoring might be higher, sure, but it doesn't mean the competition's gotten tougher. The game looks louder, not sharper, and Ray's convinced that discipline, not distance, is what separates good from great. Charles Barkley's biggest issue isn't just about how today's players play, it's how they think.
Myself and also the fans who are watching the game are looking at it and saying, this is a bad product. We don't like to see the game played this way.
He says modern stars care more about brands than basketball. To him, the league's flipped its priorities. It's now a business first, sports second. Barkley's frustrated that players are chasing sponsorships, followers, and fashion headlines instead of legacy and rings. And the wild part? NBA players already make more money than athletes in most other major leagues. Yet the hunger to compete feels weaker than ever. That mindset shift is bleeding into fan interest.
If you're going to make $50, $60 million a year and just say, hey, you know what? I'm only going to play 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. At some point, the fan going to be saying, wait a minute, you're charging me this much for tickets. Why in the world should I care if they don't care?
All right, that's why I think what younger generations kind of in limbo, like, all right, he was cool, but
LeBron's better.
What about
this.
exactly? Yeah,
right.
Exactly. But what about him was so special?
Right,
bro. You watch that now. When people ask these questions about who's the greatest and blah blah blah, I'm like, what rules are we using? Because if you put some of the players and stars of today in that era with hand checking and the physicality and what is considered a flagrant now, who survives?
I don't care how good they is right now. It's a whole different ball game, bro. With somebody holding on your shorts the whole way to the basket.
Legal. And it's legal.
Come on, man.
When you run through the paint and you can get bumped, it's different. And that's my argument with people. It's like, it ain't no disrespect to anybody because they're all great. And you're going to argue back and forth and everybody's going to have their opinion. But I'm saying, which rules are we using?
Charles Barkley says when players look disconnected from the game, fans tune out fast. Defense has nearly vanished. This season's defensive rating jumped to 114.8 points per 100 possessions, up from 104 a decade ago. Fouls, flops, and free throws are everywhere. Refs now call around 20 fouls a game, leading to 24 free throws nightly, non-stop whistles killing the flow. What used to be physical, high-intensity battles now feels like a parade to the line, and legends like Michael Jordan hate it. Back in his day, there were no easy calls. He didn't need threes or protection rules to dominate, just grit, skill, and 6 hard-earned championships. The NBA banned hand-checking back in 2004, and that single rule change flipped the league upside down. Ever since, the game's been built for offense. Wide-open lanes, sky-high scores, and barely any physical defense left. Even Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen admits it. That's the moment basketball truly changed.
Really changed how the game is today, and that's why we see that there's a lot more scoring, a lot more freedom, movement out on the basketball court, and it's made the game more exciting. Now it seems more of an offensive-driven game. Even you look at the All-Star game, it's really about players that can score the basketball and not about the best players in the game.
Maybe it's time to face it. The NBA isn't going back to the old-school grind of hard fouls, real rivalries, and raw emotion. The game's evolved, for better or worse. But what the league needs to figure out now is how to bring fans back in, how to make people feel connected again. Right now, the noise around the NBA is louder than ever, but the passion, it's slipping away. Still, there's no denying the modern talent is unreal. Players today are faster, stronger, and more efficient than any generation before them. The skill level is through the roof. They shoot from anywhere, move like lightning, and make scoring look effortless. Compared to the 80s and 90s, today's game looks futuristic. But the real question remains. Can all that talent recreate the magic that once made the NBA must-watch every single night? So what do you think? Has the NBA really lost its heart? Or is this just a new era we need to get used to? Do you miss the old-school battles, or do you think today's game is the best it's ever been? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm curious to hear your take. Thanks a lot for watching Ball Stories today. Make sure to like, share, and if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more ball stories and behind-the-scenes drama. Check out our next videos and keep the story going. See you in the next one.